Blizzard have never made WoW like this. We're freaking talking about 12.0 already? That's midnight. War Within literally just hit the PTR uploaded on there, and now we're talking about World of Warcraft Midnight? Are they moving with this much purpose? Let's see what Bel'ameth has to say.
Welcome back to the weekly news. Okay, less monetization, a drama solved, 11.0 actually hitting servers, WoW's next patch date hitting its release candidate, and we've also seen the patch after that. And I've got another data dive to share with you in today's video, and it's a pretty important one. Yeah, there's a lot going on, so let's just get stuck in to the Warcraft news. The War Within has actually hit a major development milestone, and that is testing. The very first build of 11.0 has hit the CDN on WoW Dev.
There you go.
You or I cannot play this, but very soon, friends and family over at Blizzard will be able to. And this is the change in the backend that allows them to actually play the alpha using their own Battle.net account. Pretty damn major milestone, actually. It's something we've seen for all the other recent expansions, and that means we can compare some dates. Dragonflight and Shadowlands Alpha started 83 and 50 days after the very first encrypted beta build appeared. So if we were to just add 83 days and follow the Dragonflight timing then, this public alpha would be on the 6th of March, which, time and date-wise, totally feels right to me. And if you kept the Dragonflight release timing of 220 days after the first encrypted build, yeah, then War Within would be coming out on the 21st of July.
Damn, oh my god, I would freaking love the War Within during the summer. Oh my god. Who needs to touch grass? I'd be inside playing the expansion. I wish. I still, look, we just talked about hero talents. They released a lot of stuff about that. I think they want more time to balance that stuff out. They did say that they want to release these expansions quicker, but I don't know if they were talking about the War Within coming out sooner. I feel like they were talking about the entire World Soul Saga happening quicker once it starts. But I wouldn't complain if they released the game in July. Oh my god, it'd be amazing.
Which is too soon. If we were to use the Shadowlands numbers, which because of the delay was actually 278 days from the first encrypted build to expansion launch, then that would have the expansion launch being September 17th.
Once it goes live.
Am I saying these will be our launch dates? No, absolutely not. What I am saying, though, is that this looks so much more like a workable schedule, as if they're not totally scrambling.
No, they're doing great.
Now, when they said public testing would start in spring.
Raw, thank you so much, man, for the sub. Death Knight of our Scourge. What a champ. 5 months.
And I think when we look at this, we see they're totally on target for that. Now, before I noodle a bit on dates, we've also got patch 10.2.6. That has appeared on WoW Dev 3, and since it did appear there, 3 updates to it have dropped, which does show just some active dev going on. Now, 10.2.5 is currently on the PTR. It's actually just been marked as its release candidate, so that means expect a probably earlier January release date for 10.2.5.
Yeah.
Expect 10.2.6.
Yeah, I definitely think we're retaking Gilneas early January. I think that's in essence confirmed at this point. It's going to be like January 15th at the latest, but it's going to be earlier. And if we look at the dates, if we're talking about January here, what are the Tuesdays in January? We're going to have January 2nd. No, that's probably it'll probably be January 9th. January 9th looks like the right date because you got January 2nd, which is like right after break. I don't think we're going to get it then because they would have just gotten back to work. January 9th, guys, I think we're going to get the patch. We're going to get the patch on that day, and we're going to start retaking Gilneas.
6 PTR immediately in the new year, or maybe it'll be crazy, and it will actually drop, like over Christmas or something. Anyway, kind of wild, and if you want to make sense of how this is even possible, do remember, they've actually got 3 teams within the World of Warcraft development team. 2 expansion teams and a live team. Now, I imagine the sizes of those teams do fluctuate, obviously, but structurally here, it seems that's what's allowing them to work in parallel so much. As an example, they've straight up said that WoW Midnight Zones are in active development right now. So, big picture, feels pretty damn good.
Awesome.
As does.
Look, I said it. I told you guys, when the whole Microsoft merger was happening and the acquisition and all that, I kept saying, like, all this is going to do is mean more resources for Blizzard. They're literally becoming a larger company, and this isn't a fucking Activision shit. Okay, Microsoft is not going to bloodsuck Blizzard. They want Blizzard to do well because it's more money for them. Not like Activision and Bobby Kotick and the way he freaking ran his shit. So I still think this acquisition was the best thing that ever happened. And I think it's going to lead to more content like we're getting now.
Today's sponsor. Alrighty, so charging devices is a fact of life. But if you've got loads of chargers, it's annoying. If they're big and bulky, that's annoying. And hey, if we're doing it every day, we should actually do it well. And that's why today's sponsor, Ugreen, has a
Ugreen.
terrific solution in their new super fast 100 watt gallium nitride chargers. This is the UK one, I've got the US one as well, and till December 31st, these are 15% off. Now, this compact
Mr. Raz, I mean, most likely, what's the most likely date? Gun to my head, it's going to be in November. Because that's when they've been releasing expansions lately. But hey, I would not be mad about July if it happened.
Mean that this is actually around the size of their previous 65 watt charger, and it's 37% more energy dense than their previous 100 watt charger. So yes, it's nice when technology makes things better. These of course work with many of the fast charging protocols out there like power delivery, quick charge, adaptive fast charging, and others, along with Samsung Super Fast Charging 2.0.
Ooh.
Now, you've got 2 USB-C ports and 1 Type-A port for charging up to 3 to 5.
When I see something plugged in with this many shit in the wall, I just like, oh my god, fire hazard.
At the same time. Safety-wise then,
I
this
say that
motor
when
is
I have,
temperature
like-
on a millimeter basis. Their thermal guard system monitors temperatures.
In my
and
PC
distributes
setup below
power
my
forward
feet,
fast
I have
while
like
protecting your
3
batteries.
extension
There's one
cords
plus,
plugged into
actually.
each other.
Just of tech advancing, their new
Always
gallium
a
nitride chips save
spark away from lighting me on
5,003
fire.
tons of CO2 just by being more efficient, which is about 220,775 trees. Pretty neat. Now with this though, I carry one single charger in my bag. I've got the peace of mind I can charge
that.
anything I want, super quick. This is a hell of a lot of power in a small form
What's the
factor.
code,
So
Baylor?
hit
Give
up
us
the
the
link
code.
down below, and you'll get 15% off
Okay,
till
hit up the
December
link.
31st.
There you go.
We're coming up to the end of the year, and that reminds me of something, because on the 21st of December last year, Blizzard dropped the full roadmap for 2023.
Man, I wonder when we're
Basically,
gonna
I'm
get one of
expecting
these
them to do this
soon.
again, ending this year with perhaps a release date for 10.2.5, a release window for the other patches within Dragonflight, and of course, when the seasons will be.
I wonder if the next one that they give us in 2024, I'm expecting a 2024 roadmap. I mean, would they put down a release date for the War Within on that thing? That would be crazy. If they start
Along
the year
with
by giving us a
the War
release
Within
date.
release window, which I expect will be latest Q4, super hopium earliest, you could say September, right? Which would be like the end of Q3. Anyhow, when we see the roadmap, we'll probably see some of
Happy
the
New
core
Year
features
roadmap,
for patch
yeah.
10.2.6, maybe even 10.2.7. Overall, pretty good, and if Shadowlands era me saw all of this go down, I think the Whiplash would snap his neck. Blizzard have solved a drama so quick that Taliesin will, absolutely still have time to fill his shit show segment, obviously, but seriously, Blizzard were pretty quick-ish in a way. So, here's this set. It looks lovely. I mean, come on, we can be wardens. Now, you get this for completing 12 months of the trading post. And do note, it doesn't have to be consecutive months, just 12 in total.
Yeah.
Now, there's a problem here. They color change, which is neat.
Yeah, people were so butthurt over this. My God, man. So it color changes between night and day, and people just were saying it's messing up their transmog, so they just wanted the solid color. So Blizzard came back and gave them a solid color version of each, plus a color changing version.
It matches how the mount color changes, but it does mean that you can only
Transmoggers,
really
don't
use
mess with their
it and
shit.
the mount together, like if you want them to be color coordinated, and people want that transmog flexibility. Now, those in the data mining community have actually been raising this issue for months and months and
fun,
months.
I agree, it's the
But
right way to
with
do it.
Blizzard confirming it being color changing
people were
only very
pissed.
recently, basically the drama pot boiled over, and that seemingly escalated to the point where Blizzard have now given us the good news that we'll actually get
True.
3 sets: a sun set, a moon set, and a color changing
for the
one.
price of one.
So, at least from when it escalated, it seems that they responded to the community drama pretty damn quick and solved the problem. Overall then, far better comms job from Blizzard, and speaking of comms, they're actually reducing monetization. This was neat to see. The second Community Council interview went down with Randy, one of our CMs, Ian Hazzikostas, and Jeremy Fiesel. It was great. Now, here's the big headline thing. They said that with the trading post, the overall cost hasn't went up, but there are more items with ones, of course, rotating back in. Now, per the numbers, from launch to now, we've moved from 4,500 tender per month to 9,500 tender. It is absolutely the case that a decent chunk of that, or a very large chunk of that increase, is because of prior items rotating in. That being said, with the likes of the class sets...
Am I the only one who just has an excessive amount of Trader's Tender? I don't know. I don't buy everything. I just buy, like, if I like a mount or something, maybe a transmog here or there. But I feel like there's so many people who are Trader's Tender starved all the time. What are you guys buying? Are you guys just buying everything? You know, just walking around. You guys have some consumerism mentality? You just got to have everything on the trading post every month? What is it? I have so much of it. I can buy literally anything I want. everything that's nice. I buy everything. I'm at negative 500. Jesus. Yeah, good old American consumerism, I guess.
I think things did get quite expensive. So post-class sets, we'll need to see what the new
You've been
normal
buying
is.
a lot of
Anyway,
mounts. I only buy the
Ian
mounts I
said
like.
the number one, they are looking into more
don't buy
ways
them
for
all.
us to earn tender in game. It would be pretty cool if 1,000 was not the cap, because 1,000 does feel low. I'm not asking to even get nearly everything per month.
I guess
I do
completionists,
just
yeah,
think a bit more
that's
than
what
what it is right now. Point two then, Ian said that they do not see the post as a major vector of monetization for the game, which I suppose
good.
does mean that it is a minor vector of monetization for the game. He did say there will still be bundles like with the War Within. However, he said that the smaller bundles earlier this year were an experiment. And he said that they do not have immediate plans to continue with that experiment. But credit to Ian, he did say not to take his answer as saying those will never happen again, just current plans. Which,
Sure.
I mean, yeah, look, that's wise of him to say. He's not giving future Ian problems, and it is honest. But at least for right now, it does seem that that's an experiment that at least did not pay off to the point where they want to continue it. Obviously, there was quite a lot of community drama and feedback, and Ian did mention, feedback there, that they listened to it. So, overall then, pretty damn good.
That's good. I mean, at least I guess that means they're not going to put 100 traders tender for $2 on the store anytime soon. That's fine.
Fire things. So, BFA raids will be getting a sweep of basically mechanics to ensure that soloing isn't being blocked, which is quite nice. That's a video I plan to make soon. For public events, they didn't confirm changes, but they said they're thinking about how they could be playing into, say, the level up process, and if they'll add a green eye, so you can click it in your quest frame to just quickly, find a group to do a public event in. They obviously don't want on-the-fly shard hopping to be something when it's the current expansion, but they're happy enough seemingly for that when it's not the current expansion. You know what? Fair. That could be a neat part of the leveling process. Okay, for other things then, they've said they've got a plan to change tier gear acquisition in the War Within that they think is better than the situation right now, which they said is not ideal. Basically just citing that they don't really like people running multiple different difficulty levels just to get their 4 set or whatever.
Piece.
So it's really good, even though big picture, with the catalyst charges and everything, I mean, tier has been way better this season than in the past.
Overall, I still think whether you run multiple or not, whatever it is, a personal loot was I don't know if I just used to get lucky, but I feel like I used to acquire tier way faster with personal loot. Because when it dropped, you got it. I mean, that was it. Ever since they went back to group loot, I just feel like it takes so much longer to get your tier set. I don't think that we're getting it too fast right now, but I guess Blizzard does. I think it's fine. I didn't get 4-piece until, 2.5 weeks maybe into the patch? So that's not that quick to me.
Well then, I would recommend you check it out. It's actually real nice to see Randy appear from time to time, which is cool, and all the other community council members on the call, many of which you had great questions. So, that was awesome, but next, let's see what's going down in game. Okay, we've got a new store.
I only completed my tier set because of the catalyst. I did not get enough drops. I never got 4 pieces to drop. That never happened for me, or at least drop and I win a roll on it.
Set the Sky Captain's Masquerade attire, complete with 0 tender in the bundle, as Ian mentioned. Now, you already know what I think about these additional monetization things. I will say that after diving into at least researching Destiny 2, good God, we could have things so much worse. There is another coloration of this, and this set is confirmed to be in the trading post at a future date. And I suppose that being the default for new store sets is a step up over the past. For other things then, if you want some power, well, the Iridescent Essence head enchant from Amirdrasil is now available for those who have gathered the Enchanted Ephemera, which drops from Amirdrasil bosses. Now, those drops were bugged, but they have actually increased the weekly cap of just how many you can get, so you should be able to catch up relatively quickly. Now,
I like this. I always like things that incentivize kind of like more reasons to kind of run things, even if you've outgeared it a little bit. You guys witnessed me. I got the helm enchant on stream. I was happy to get it, and it's cool. You can use it for every helm that you get for the rest of the expansion. I like this whole thing, and I think they should keep doing it.
And I have worked out that this actually scales with item level. And do you know what that kind of means? Hopefully, right, this will act as a creeping nerf to content because players are earning more power, and that because of that, Blizzard doesn't have to go in and hotfix nerfs absolutely all the time on the regular difficulties. good stuff. Also, the final wing of Yggdrasil is out on LFR, letting everybody finish the
LFR
campaign and all
Andes.
their characters. For those of us,
for
of
it.
course, who have got many alts, this is very useful. And if you're not jaded by RNG, you could try farming Ferrolath on LFR. If you choose to
man, I
do
should
that, my
probably do
Irish
that.
upbringing has me wanting to bang out a few rosaries for you, because I don't think the chances will be great. Now, we're also getting another
The whole bad luck protection, man, they got to give me a percentage, honestly. Because I've done it 4 times now. And I keep getting the bad luck protection and I click it, but I don't know what my percentage chance has gone up by. I feel like there should be a little something that indicates it every time you like, now your percentage chance is increased by 5, now 10%, now 15%. Like, give me something. Let me visually see that my chances are going up. Right now, I still feel like I'm just clicking them and they're going off into the nether. I'm never going to see them again. I don't know if my chances are going up or not.
Atlas charge this week, which is dead
0.1%,
handy,
yeah, that's
and
probably what
your
it
boy
is.
Hamul Rune Totem finally sells a box of 15 worm crests for 1 Dream Surge cocoon. Pretty nice if you're a world content player, you want to upgrade your gear. And by the way, if that is you, do remember that if you're doing LFR or
Healers
now
dispelling an
heroic
LFR,
dungeons
no
or
chance.
time walking dungeons, you can get backup currency tokens from the vault, which you can then turn into Drake and Worm crests to further upgrade your gear. Also, it's World Quest bonus week, so enjoy the 50% boost. And also, if you
nice.
do, I believe, 10 World Quests, a 2,500 rep token for the base renowns. Come on, Blizz, add low omnifin to it at least. In other news, it's Comp Stomp week, finally after the delay. So with that, you head to Arathi Basin,
get
you
your NPCs
slaughter
going.
AI players
Yeah.
for easy honor points, and that means if you want to get started in PvP, you've got a quick source of all of that gear, or if you just want to
I
unlock the
might do
appearances,
this.
you can do
to give it
so
a try.
without having to engage in like
PvP
full
and against NPCs.
By the way, PvP players, I know you guys are hurting. I've watched Fenruki's latest video, and I definitely want to do a deep dive so I can sort of bring your concerns, I suppose, to the audience that we have. Okay, what else then? Well, last week's buff round helped some stragglers, but now the hammer is falling on those who are too strong.
some
Havoc
people really
DH's
got
BM
it.
Hunters and Assassination Rogues are hit the most. There were then also some nerfs to overperforming healers. Restoration, Druid's damage has been nerfed. Mistweaver, Monk healing, and Discipline Priest damage and healing have been nerfed. There are a few welcome buffs that slipped in though for Unholy DK, Devo Evoker, Windwalker, Monk, Holy Priest, and Resto Shaman. Also,
There it
Mythic
is.
Tindral and Farak have been toned down a bit. And of course, talking about, bosses has me thinking of numbers. It reminds me of this video we did on the performance of Yggdrasil,
Yes,
which
the
actually
answer is
got a
yes.
brief appearance in a PC
Unequivocally.
Gamer feature article, which is pretty cool to see. Been reading them for a long time, but I've got an update to that. So, local legend Night Stalker, who was sharing with me what he's compiled based on the Raider IO numbers, which again
Okay.
come directly from the Blizzard Armory API, actually show weeks 3 and 4 of this season doing super good. So here you can see the week 3 and
Nice.
4 numbers. I mean, week 3 very strong.
Nice.
Week 4 with 2.3 million runs very strong as well. We have in-time ratios of 88.9%.
I mean, me personally, I'm doing more Mythic Plus than I've done in any season in Dragonflight. Probably in any, well, Shadowlands, maybe I did a bit more in Shadowlands.
Use another death
Clear
knight.
screen. Thank you for the sub, man. 3 months of being a Death Knight of our skirt. Jesus, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, I mean, I would say Shadowlands, I did have a point when COVID first started and I got sent home and I had no work. Oh my God, I ran the fuck out of Mythic Plus, like nonstop. I don't know what was wrong with me. But, like, actually running Mythic Plus and enjoying it, this is the best it's been in a long time, maybe since Legion. This is the best season of Mythic Plus. For me, personally, I've been enjoying it. And I've been doing it a lot. So these numbers, I back them. I'm part of it.
90.8%. Now, these are strong numbers because by
47
this time in
keys.
Season 2, the average in-time ratio for Mythic Plus Keystones
messing around
was
with me?
almost 10% lower, and
47 keys. How did you do 47 keys? What are you talking about, 47 keys? I mean, if you just say if a key is half an hour, if a key is 30 minutes, 30 minutes, okay, and then you got all those, but you divide 23.5 hours of key running, 23 and a half hours. Did you really do 23 and a half hours in a week? This is a level. This is a level I can never reach. That's a
participation numbers were
Maybe
seemingly
all
far
to
lower
11s.
as well,
Maybe
with
a-
week
I
3
don't know, man.
of
That's-
Season 2 having 1.7 million players versus, of course, what we see here for
What's your
Season
slash
3,
playtime,
which
geez?
is significantly stronger. Overall, then, look, this just goes to show that the hard work Blizzard
Sure,
are
that
doing
makes
is
sense, I guess.
actually genuinely leading to more player retention. I mean, that Season 3 can be stronger than Season 2, that's really good, because normally it's just natural that participation does
23
dwindle
hours
as
is a
an
casual, yeah.
expansion goes on in its life. This is really positive. positive. It's also neat to just dive into the data. As an example, Morazon's Rise is still the hardest dungeon. It's got an in-time ratio for weeks 3 and 4 of 79.2% and 83.7%. If you're wondering what the easiest dungeon is, it's Blackrook Hold. Its in-time ratios are about 97%, followed by the likes of Wavecrest coming in just behind. Pretty interesting.
Is Blackrook Hold the best one? Is that the easiest one? It's the only one I haven't done yet. It's the only one overall. It looks like people like it. I did Alt-Dazar, but people keep telling me do Blackrook Hold. I haven't even done it yet. Yeah, it's the
You see all this data. Again, thinking about Mythic Plus, like back this time in Shadowlands, you were still in the sanguine depths. Kinda rough. Okay, PSA for you. The old Authenticator app is actually going down January 5th, so you've got to migrate over to the new Battle.net app in order to have the Authenticator on your phone.
That's right.
It is a good app, actually, but I mean, personally, I do just prefer having a single-purpose app as an option. Anyway, while I'm on the topic of giving you PSAs, there's a really important one that will help you a lot. So, the Wowpedia staff have migrated from fandom over to wiki.gg as their host, basically protesting horrendous advertisement practices. The new version that is hosted on wiki.gg is so much better than Wowpedia, which was hosted on fandom. But the problem is Wowpedia is actually indexed on way more search engines. So if you just want to Google something for like, Wow Wiki, whatever your question is, chances are the very old Wow Wiki or Wowpedia will appear in search. Now, here's the easy fix. This Chrome extension. If you install it, it will redirect all old wikis to wiki.gg, giving you the far better version.
Yeah, okay, let's dive into
some data mining then. We've got some terrific trading post pieces, of course, data mined and unveiled by the team over at Wowhead.
Very flowery,
so,
very beautiful.
Spring sees us getting these gorgeous weapon models. I mean, come on. Keeping up with the timeless art style of WoW, that must be so damn hard for other MMOs.
I don't know if any patch will ever be this good for Druid Transmog, ever. Which makes sense. I mean, we are in the Emerald Dream. This should be the time of Druids. Druids, you should be piling up and collecting as much transmog as you can, because this is probably as good as it's ever going to get for you guys.
Anyway, looks great, and to go with these weapons is a lovely amber butterfly wing back piece as well. Some lavender tops, and if you want a little bit more war, recent data mining actually suggests that these Logosh era Varian swords will actually hit the trading post. So
those are badass.
Yeah, you can get his two-hander. Maybe there'll also be like the one-hander variations. Kind of hard to tell. Looks awesome anyway. Next, then we've got some recolors.
I wish they had this weapon with, like, if you're a dual wielder, with some type of animation that it's actually single-handed when it's like equipped to your back, but then when you take it out, it splits. That would be so badass. I don't think they'd ever do something that cool for a single weapon animation, but damn it, if you could put this thing on your back and then split, I swear I'd respec Frost just to do that. Just boom. Freaking be badass.
Next, then, we've got some recolors of weapons from old expansions that hadn't been in the game previously.
Oh my god, that's
I'm really here for the Amethyst Battle Axe. That looks sick. Obviously, I am very much big, Team Blue people. Catastrophe's Edge is also looking pretty damn nice, too. Now, if you want a more down-to-earth tone, we do have some more, like, plain, simple weapons, along with this wallet,
the combined one,
which will be quite perfect
they could
for
do
your
that.
Goblin bank alts. We've also then seen these previously data-mined Courage-themed stuff actually get assigned to the database. And I think that just means that we'll see this be there perhaps in the January trading post to go along with the Call of the Scarab micro holiday from
fits
January
in with the
21st
bug stuff
24th.
we're coming.
And hey, Blizzard, like Ian, you were talking about people earning some more tender in-game. I think some of those micro holidays, rather than just giving us some journal completion, those maybe giving us some tender would be a fairly strong thing, I think. As for other stuff, well, Bel'ameth, the new Night Elf city, has now got a proper map. We've got some new Night Elf kid models to live in that city, and Blizzard are threading a dramatic needle. So here's the deal. The Horde helped to fight to defend this tree.
This is messed
up. They kind of did also burn Teldrassil.
Yeah.
So to make this actually feel right, and to still have it be that Horde players can go to this, ultimately, Zone of the Dragon Isles, Horde players will get a buff called Eyes of the Sentinels, which reads, the eyes of the Sentinels are upon you. Seen and unseen eyes alike are watching your every move. Totally reminds me as an example of, say, Gimli, like, bumbling his way into Lothlorien. There's also dialogue from Hamul Runetotem that says this. Emirdrassil has bloomed. Bel'ameth marks a place of healing and respite.
I still don't know about this place being
Part of this was due
like
to our aid. Taronda has graciously allowed us to walk freely here because of it. Enjoy what this new land has to offer. Bask in its beauty, but do not make the High Priestess regret her decision. Overall, then, I think a needle threaded quite well. Okay. Bellular.ghost.io
Yeah.
members, I'm collecting your messages right now.
I personally don't think it should have been cross-faction, but maybe I'm call me an old hag. I
End
don't
of
know.
video Q&As will be happening on at least our WoW news episodes. Also, check
You're
out
true.
our
Nobody's
going to
go there
for
anyways.
a ton of exclusive content
Mr.
across our
Raz, you're
channels. And if you want something to watch next, check out this video, because if you're not really sure what to think about the whole World Soul part of the future expansions, this video takes you from Warcraft 1 through to the present.
Yeah,
It's
we
going to be a
watched
hell
it.
of a
It's
trip.
good.
Okay, enjoy that video. I'll see you over there, and have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, in terms of like the main thing this video's about, and that's the whole release schedule for the expansions and everything, they are flying. They are flying with purpose. And I still think if you had to pick, we're probably going to get the expansion in November. But after that, Midnight and The Last Titan are going to drop much quicker. That's most likely what will happen. But I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. And we're going to be playing some extra WoW. I can't wait.